Spencer Dutton is not hunting bears or wolves in Yellowstone National Park, Montana. He is hunting a flesh-eating lion in the African bush who is killing on wealthy British adventurers who believe they are too valuable to perish. One might believe that Spencer has been waiting a little too long for the lion to charge out of the weeds and charge directly at him. Fortunately, he is still alive, and the lion is dead when his two companions hear his rifle fire and approach the big lion laying on top of him. The grass in Yellowstone has been damaged by locusts and dryness. Naturally, Jacob is appointed a deputy, and the cattlemen and sheep herders convene. The Dutton family owns the most of the land, and a man by the name of Banner, who appears to be their spokesperson, does not agree with this and will not permit their sheep to graze on the good grass. Jacob informs him that his family battled for the property. 3 big multi-story houses sit on broad fields where members of the Christian faith are colonizing a large group of indigenous girls. Sister Mary, the sister teaching the class, repeatedly hits Tiana Rainwater with a ruler. Why? Due to their failure to remember the lesson from the day before. Alternatively, Tiana may not have retained the information she learned that day. Perhaps it was her impressionable youth, or perhaps it was just plain old overt racism. Tiana fights back in any case. She pushes Sister Mary down, letting all of her rage out. The young woman punches the nun and leaves her as bloodied and bruised as her wrists. When the two are brought to the headmaster's office, a priest named Renault objects to Tiana's treatment. The priest makes the sister say a prayer while her hands are placed on the desk, and then he beats her hands with his own version of school corporal punishment. He strikes her wrist a dozen or so times with a makeshift paddle, short and round at the top. Father Renault may not have mercy on the sister, but it does not mean that he will have mercy on Tiana. In fact, Sheridan's lack of sympathy is a recurring motif in practically all of his writings. He is afraid that the students will think there are no rules or discipline, so he can't let it go. The young girl is forced to stand with her hands up against the bookcase by Renault, who then beats her so violently with his weapon that her legs bleed for the rest of the day. The only thing that can be done is to attempt to relocate the herd up the mountain to the area with new grass. However, exactly like in the African jungle, bears and wolves lurk in the bushes, waiting to pounce on the Duttons' prized cattle. Therefore, if the question, does Jacob move his herd up the mountain, is to be answered negatively, that would be the case. In a gathering of their fellow cattlemen, Jacob and his family decide to speak to them all at once, and then move them all up the mountain, since there is strength in numbers. Unfortunately, Jacob's nephew, Jack, will have to postpone his wedding to the lovely Elizabeth for a few weeks. Kara is on hand to soften the blow and teach the young girl that cattle always come first. Kara plays slow, infuriating the young love by telling her she shouldn't see him right now. Of course, now that Kara has persuaded Elizabeth to postpone the wedding and avoid seeing Jack, she craves his company even more. Unfortunately, their engagement is still active. Spencer's next destination is Nairobi, where a leopard the size of a sofa is sniffing around for more British tourists. The manager intends to keep the customers near the river by using goats in the camp as bait. Spencer, on the other hand, does not want humans near the river. Spencer isn't concerned about the dangers of crocodiles and hippos. He believes that only human bait is enough, because once these wild animals get their hands on human flesh, nothing else will do. At the end of the episode, 2 things happen. Jack is the first to reach the peak as the Duttons drive the cattle up the mountain. He notices tens of thousands of sheep chewing on the grass. As Jack looks down the mountain, a man on horseback points a rifle at him. A single shot is fired, and the screen goes black before we know who was hit. Spencer has also set a trap for the leopard, which is a significant development. Unfortunately, a leopard attacked a female British tourist who was using the fields as a toilet. The large game cat drags the lifeless body of the poor woman onto a large tree branch. Spencer then shoots and kills the leopard dead center. However, His team alerts him to the presence of a second leopard in the hunt. When Spencer turns around, the leopard leaps right at him. Is Spencer also dead? We think no, as per last time with Lion, he manages to recover. So that's the recap. So hope you enjoy the video. Stay tuned for further updates, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. See you next time. Till then, be safe. Bye.